Hi, my name's Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. If you are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today is Tuesday, December 26, 2023, and we are embarking on a new year coming up. And I don't know about you, but this year has gone by, or I should have said, flown by. And it seems like every year is just passing us much faster. So, being that it's going to be 2024, I would like to know, I have a question for you, and it's an honest question. What things would you like to change about yourself, or what things would you like to improve upon in this year to come? And I'm not talking about let's just say I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions, because I don't believe in them. I don't think they last. And it's just like going to the gym at the first of the year. You see all these new people there, but in the third month or fourth month, they have already fizzled out. So I'm talking about something that you really want to change within your life, a tangible change, something that means something to you. So I know that Jim Rohn has a quote. It says, "For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. For things to improve, you have to improve." When you grow, everything in your life grows. So if you want something to improve upon in your life, of course, you have to work at that improvement. You have to become better. And I am curious as to what you would like to change. Now, think about that for a moment, because the sky's the limit. You can do anything you want to do. I'm talking about ethically and within reason, of course, nothing idiotic. I'm talking about something for real that you can change your life to become, do, or perhaps it's something that you want to gain. Maybe it's more friends. Maybe, and I think if you want to become more friends, you want to have more friends, you actually have to become more friendly. I don't know, but I'm assuming that's probably how it works. So in order to make this change in your life, you have to work on some things. You have to make some goals. You have to make a plan. You have to go after that plan and execute that plan. I once read, "As a man thinketh, so is he," in ancient writings. If you believe in something, if you are something, and if you constantly think and hone in on that thought, that's going to be your reality. So if you want to make some changes in your life, start thinking on those changes. Don't think of any, like if you have something that you don't like about yourself, don't worry about those things. Only think about what you want to improve upon and work and think and concentrate on those aspects. And I believe that change would start to work for you. I know in my own life, I tried to work on certain things, and I realized I'm worried about something in my life. I'm worrying about it, and it's manifesting even more. It's magnifying, because I realize I'm focusing on what I don't want, and I should have been focusing on what I do want, or what I wanted at that particular time. So I think it's just a little food for thought for you guys. In the year to come and beyond, I personally would like to continue to grow as a person in all areas of my life. Sometimes I do find that hard, and especially when life knocks you down. And if you're living, life will knock you down at some point in time and give you one of those gut punches that make you lose your breath. However, I believe also we have learned over the course of time that as individuals, our unique ability to tap into that inner strength and that light within us to get back up and dust ourselves off and keep moving forward amidst that adversity. So I believe no matter what, we can take any period in time of our life and we can make that change. We can grow. We can accommodate whatever it is and surmount any difficulty and adversity in our lives. But more importantly, we can grow. We constantly grow. And if you are not trying to make changes daily, monthly, yearly, then you are going to cease to exist and you're just going to exist. And if you think about it, that's a waste. That's a waste just to, be stagnant in life and not constantly evolve and change and grow, because I believe that's what life is all about, growing in every aspect, in every area of our lives. And we experience more when we do that. It's hard, and for me to even say this, but I have a lot of fear when it comes to ever since this pandemic hit. There's a lot of places I wouldn't want to travel to there, and even with the wars, there's a lot of places I wouldn't go outside the United States. But I can't let that fear rule what I do. I have to keep moving forward, and in spite of my own fear, I realize I have to keep moving forward. I have to keep meeting people. I have to keep greeting people. I have to keep loving on people. And that's part of my own inability to do that when it comes to thinking about these viruses. And there's a good reason for that, because my wife caught a cold and never came back out of the hospital. It just turned into pneumonia and she just never came out. And in fact, I bring her up a lot because she passed away in April. And normally this month and the 4 more days would be her birthday. So I bring that up to say this. We, as individuals, at least I know myself, I know I have to improve, but I have anxiety because they talk about these viruses, they talk about the common cold, and if you know me, I get sick a lot, and the older I get, it's not any better. So I'm an asthmatic, and the minute I'm out there with people, I come home, and there are times where, I wasn't around a lot of people, but next thing I know, I'm sick for like 2, 3, 4 days with a cold. And that means that I keep going out, keep saying hello to people. And, even though if you wear a mask around certain areas, and I still wind up getting sick. So that anxiety grows within me. But guess what? I still go out. I still have to live. I still have to. That anxiety still lingers there, but I'm learning how to move forward with that anxiety. I'm learning how to say, okay, I know this exists. I just have to be cautious, and I have to learn how to move on with my life in spite of what I might believe might be the cause of me getting sick or what have you. But I've lived with the asthma all my life, and I've lived with catching a cold all my life. And even the people who know me, they know I get sick a great deal. And in spite of being sick, I take vitamins every day, and I try to get a little exercise at least 3 to 4 times a week. So I'm doing that. I'm trying to get my body straight, and that's another thing that we might think about is our appearance. Is your appearance something you want to change? Hey, it can be done. It's not going to be easy. So if you're the type of person who wants to take the easy road and something, guess what? You're going to be out of luck, because trying to change your appearance, and especially if you're a heavy-set person like I am, it takes a lot of work. And not only work, but it takes a lot of mental work, and it takes you changing the way you think. And that's number one right there. As a man thinketh, so is he. So you have to change how you think about yourself in order to make those changes. You have to start, and that's the truth when they say the change starts within, then outward. So that is my thought of the day, and I'll just share with you some of the things that I might change, and I believe that these are on my list. I don't know if anybody has made a list, but I've actually made a list, and I'll just give you 6 items off of my list of 50 items. And they're in no proper way or anything of that nature. But the number one is become closer to God. That is my number one thing that I will improve upon every year, every day, every month, and every year. So the second item I have is learn a little more about AI. And I will also delve deep into the blockchain technology, specifically smart contracts. I want to learn a great deal about smart contracts. My fourth item will be increase my circle of influence. Definitely my circle of influence is about 4. So you can imagine I want to increase that. And the fifth item on my list is to improve my writing skill set. I love writing. I might as well improve it. I'm writing every single day. So definitely I want to improve my writing skill set. Instead of reading, and I'll give you my 6th item and last, instead of reading 25 books a year is what I read right now, is I will probably try to increase that to 35. And I'm basically reading about 2 books and a half or 2 books a month, I would say. And sometimes I'm like halfway into another book or whatever the case by the end of the year. So this, like I said before, this list I prepared for myself is pretty long, and I don't really want to bore you with my list. And it's like over 50 items. My list is not in any specific order, but that first item that I was telling you about, that is number 1. Getting closer to God. I believe for me, I don't know about you, I'm not trying to put my own beliefs off on anybody. But for me, I believe that there is so much that I can learn from reading the scriptures every single day, because it seems like every time I read the scriptures, and it could be the same scripture, I gain a different understanding and see a different light than previously what I've gained from what I've read in that particular scripture. There's one more thing I want to share with you, and that has become a little more laser focused in everything that I do. There are times where I may lose focus and realize, okay, I've gone off the beaten path, so to speak, and I realize I need to focus more. And so I'll also share my last thought with you. I'm not a real old guy, but I realize my mind still believes that I'm in my 20s. It feels like I'm still in my 20s. However, I think I said this before, my body tells a different story, and I'm quite sure anybody over 50 can relate to what I'm saying. Even in your 30s, from when you was in your teens, you could tell a big difference. I believed in that saying that says, we're like young at heart. I believe it. Unfortunately, the body doesn't believe it that well or that much. So I'm interested in hearing about what you think. I'm also interested in about knowing what things you would like to change in 2024. So do me a favor, just shoot me a note at the last podcast 443@gmail.com, or just hit me up at 972-284-9518. Hit me up with a text telling me what it is, and make sure you put your name on there so I know who I'm talking to. And thanks a lot. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope your new year will be a great year to come. So until tomorrow, you have a great day. Bye-bye.